The superflu has arrived in Brazil. How can you protect yourself? The K variant of the H3N2 virus, also known as the superflu, caused real damage in Europe and the United States. It has arrived in Brazil with the same strength and has already increased hospitalizations and mortality here. And keep in mind, winter hasn't even started yet. The superflu is more contagious than regular flu, the symptoms are stronger, and the mortality rate is higher. Two questions matter at this moment. First, does it have the potential to become a new pandemic? Second, how can you strengthen your immune system against this virus, especially if you are over 60 years old? We are going to talk about these two questions in this video. Of course, this video deserves your like, deserves your thumbs up. Your like, my friends, helps this video reach more people. And of course, it's also important that you share this video in your groups with your friends. And tell me something, have you had the flu this year? What were your symptoms? Tell me in the comments below. My friends, don't forget to visit. On my website, you can find all the supplements I use and recommend. And you guys are always asking me, right? Like, what's the best omega-3? What's the right dose of vitamin D? It's all there. It's on my list of supplements on my website. My courses are there too, and my other social media accounts. And very soon, exclusive health apps for my followers. How can you find me? Just type Moacir Rosa into Google and you'll find my website. You can also access it through the QR code that will appear on the screen. Point your phone at the QR code and it will also be in the video description. The World Health Organization, WHO, has been warning since last year about this H3N2 variant, which is the turbocharged influenza A. And didn't it overwhelm the healthcare systems in Europe and the United States? And it has already arrived here in Brazil, causing an increase in hospitalizations due to influenza A. The problem with this flu is that the symptoms are much more severe than those of the regular flu. And the risk is that it can develop into pneumonia, which is a common condition in people over 60 years old. Now the question here is, does it have the potential to become a new pandemic? That's the concern. And the second concern is 3 steps that I'm going to share with you here to strengthen your immunity and be prepared for any infection. In the case of it becoming a new pandemic, it's quite unlikely. But like any virus, a mutation into a more aggressive strain is always a possibility. But for now, that doesn't seem to be happening. Keeping your immunity strong is always vital, whether there's a flu outbreak or not. So I'm going to bring up the 3 basic pillars of immunity here: sleep, low inflammation, and strategic supplements. First, sleep and stress. Do you want to weaken your immunity? High cortisol. When you're stressed, when you sleep poorly, your cortisol levels go way up. And what does this cortisol do? It's immunosuppressive. So much so that corticosteroids, those medications that many people use for allergies and inflammation, are similar to cortisol. What is the mechanism of action of corticosteroids? To suppress your immune system so that the symptoms improve. And that's exactly what cortisol does. It suppresses your immune system. So getting good sleep and avoiding stress is the first very important step for good immunity. Second, inflammation. In many cases, the infection, the cytokine storm, which is the exaggerated inflammatory reaction, in many cases, it's worse than the virus itself. That's what happened in the last pandemic. It wasn't the virus that was the problem. It was the exaggerated inflammatory reaction. So keeping your inflammation regulated under control is vital. It's extremely important. And one of the steps for that is taking care of your gut. If your diet is based on processed foods, packaged foods, gluten, that increases your subclinical inflammation. And when an infection hits, that inflammation can get out of control. That's when the cytokine storm happens. It's very important to keep your inflammation under control. And finally, key nutrients. Some nutrients are fundamental. Fundamental for good immunity. Vitamin D. Vitamin D boosts and strengthens your immunity. It's important to keep your vitamin D above 60 nanograms per deciliter. Besides boosting immunity, vitamin D modulates our inflammation. Remember, I said that inflammation can be an even bigger problem than the virus, but it is. Vitamin D helps to modulate this inflammation. Vitamin C. Vitamin C supports macrophages. Macrophages are the first line of defense of our innate immune system. Omega-3. Omega-3, EPA, eicosapentaenoic acid, is involved in the arachidonic acid cascade, which modulates inflammation. Here comes inflammation again. It regulates inflammation. Zinc has antiviral properties, so I consider these the essentials, the most important ones. I prepared, my friends, a step-by-step guide on how to improve sleep, how to reduce inflammation, and what the proper doses are for the supplements I mentioned here in this video. I'll leave this step-by-step guide in the video description, and I'll ask to have the QR code added as well. You point your phone at the QR code and you download this step-by-step guide. And then your immunity, if you follow this step-by-step guide to improve your sleep, reduce inflammation, and use these key nutrients, you'll be prepared for any infection. My friends, be sure to visit my website, okay? Don't forget to visit my website. There you'll find all the supplements I use and recommend, including the ones I mentioned here with the proper dosages and how to take them. My courses are there, my other social media as well. Don't forget to visit my website. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, my friends, what are you waiting for? It doesn't cost anything, it's free. Just click on subscribe, don't forget to hit the bell, and make sure to select all notifications. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was useful for you. I ask you to share this because this information can be very useful, especially for people over 60 whose immunity is already a little lower. And then you need to be extra careful. And I look forward to seeing you, my friends, in our next conversation. Big hug.